old Total
Recall.
The original Total
Oh, okay,
Recall. I will
all
not watch the new one.
You won't?
No.
Not even with your Gordon's fisherman beard?
No.
Golden fisherman. To his left, of course, steering the ship as always,
It's
Michael.
like Lola Lane's pussy hair.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
What?
Wow. Wow. Enjoying us on the
Lola
couch
Lane is?
this week, comedian Dave Kinney. Podcast host, kind of.
Dolphin aficionado.
It's like coming out and be like, comedian, you've done one open mic. Yeah, comedian, that's fair.
That's really myself. I always thought we've tried the stand up on this show quite some time ago,
Sure.
and I always wanted to do stand up. I fear it, man. It's just that kind of. I don't know if I don't know what the fuck I'd tell jokes about.
I was talking to someone about this before earlier this week. I was talking to a comic. I think right now a lot of really, really funny people are moving into podcasting because the reason why is that initial threshold of getting up on stage in front of a bunch of people you don't know and the fear that it's not going to pan out keeps a ton of the funniest people of all time,
Myself included,
from ever like being on stage. I was talking to someone about it. If podcasting existed when I was getting started, maybe that's where I would have gone first. Maybe I never even would have headed over to stand up. I mean,
Right.
I think I get that concern.
I just don't know if I could do it. Like I could do this. Like this is, I guess, my comfort.
These people like you. Well,
No, they don't like me. I don't like them either. But that's fine. We have that understanding. But
Yeah.
just the idea of like getting up on stage, and I don't know what I would tell jokes. I think I'm a pretty funny guy. No.
Yeah.
I'm alright. But I don't know if I'd be able.
Just calm down.
I think
Calm
for
down,
me
all right?
personally, I need that interaction to kind of feed off of. Whereas stand-up,
Sure.
you're kind of just standing up there like, hey, this is something that you should be laughing at.
Yeah, I mean, it's the bad side and the good side. I mean, the good side is, unlike if you're in a band that's good, unlike mine, and if you do awesome, or even if you're in like an improv group, you're part of a team that's good. So
Right.
they'll be like, you guys were great. Whereas in stand-up, if you crush, if you really destroy, it's just you. So
Right.
all the credit goes right there, which is
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if it doesn't pan out and you're just completely bombing up there, you got no one else to blame.
Right.
And
It's only you.
Yeah.
You can't blame the crowd.
That shit can be super lonely.
Yeah, and long. I remember I went to go see Joe DeRosa at the Yonkers Raceway Casino.
Yeah, very funny guy.
Very, very funny guy. And it was just, I personally like that kind of, he has a very dry delivery of things, but it was just the wrong crowd.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the wrong crowd, and people just didn't get it. And afterwards, I went up to him, I was talking to him after the show, and I was like, hey, man, I was like, how the fuck you just, like, you're, like, it was literally like, I was laughing. I thought it was hilarious, but people just weren't getting it. I was like, how the fuck do you just stand there and you're just like, just that tension, that just, oh God. And he's like, if I leave, I don't get paid. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But like those moments just gotta be like you said, you just, oh, fuck.
And you have like those nightmare shows, like you get booked on some corporate gig or some shit, and like from the moment you hit the stage, you're like, this was a huge mistake. and
And I have 45 minutes to get to it now.
You're like slowly looking at your watch. God damn it.
It's got to be fucking horrendous. You mentioned the comedy podcast thing, and I think it was the AV Club, if I'm not mistaken. They wrote an article about there being too many comedy podcasts. And Mark Meerum from the Nerdist podcast, of course, with Chris Hardwick, who you kind of sound a lot like, similar voice, he went on to say that's kind of a ridiculous idea, that it's a great thing that there's so many comedy podcasts. You being new to the podcast world and us kind of doing this live broadcasting thing / podcast, how do you feel? Like, do you think that there's too many podcasts out there?
No, I mean, I think that the more people who are doing it, I mean, ultimately the cream kind of rises to the top. I mean, I think technology has put all of those tools in people's hands. Like, if you wanted to shoot a movie a couple years ago, you had to do it on film. You needed like a $200,000 camera plus like all this stuff. So you needed all this money and you couldn't make it otherwise. Whereas now you can get like a Red, which is like a movie quality camera for like,
you do it on your iPhone.
Yeah, 15, 20 grand. Yeah, I mean, the technology is getting more portable. It used to be if you wanted to record music, you had to go to studio and pay crazy time. Now, if you have Pro Tools and like just a little bit of acoustic foam, I mean, you can build like an Abbey Road quality studio for like under 10 grand.
But that doesn't kind of dilute the whole I mean, as a comedian, and you probably see it a lot in open mics and things of that nature, doesn't it kind of dilute the product when there's so many of those podcast comedians, you know, independent filmmakers out there? Don't you think that kind of, as a comedian especially?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like that question, it's almost like asking if like the shittiest movie, if like those parody movies like Not Another
teen movie or
those movies suck. But like, did those movies hurt No Country for Old Men?
No, hell no.
I mean, it's because there's more movies out, but I mean, I think that it doesn't take away from it. I mean, like, if people are in their basement and they put together a garbage podcast, that doesn't hurt Mark Maron.
Right.
I mean, I obviously understand why the people on top are not happy about more people getting into the field.
Right.
I mean, they have every reason to feel that way because they're on top. Why would they want change? But I mean, I think everyone. I mean, if you want to do a podcast, do one, and if it's good, it will get a following, and if it doesn't, it won't, and then you'll just be doing your basement with a microphone.
Right, intimidating celebrities and trying to get them on your show. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. Rocco, what do you think about the whole insurgents? Is that the right word? That's not right at all.
Insurgent.
I just like that word.
That's an SAT word right there.
We gotta suppress this insurgence of podcasters.
What do you think, Rock?
Do what you love, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
You're such a hippie.
Hey, listen, bro.
You have high top chucks on with shorts.
Listen.
You're such a hippie.
with shorts. With linen shorts, actually.
You look so comfortable.
Yeah, man, life's all right anyway. Do what you love, bro.
Just do what you love,
Peace,
man.
love, man. Peace, love, and soul.
No, whatever. This woman in Florida, I don't know how to segue out of that. But that was good, man.
You don't want to ask me my
I
opinion,
don't give
Vin?
a fuck about your opinion. You're so bitter today. You're so fucking angry. I don't want to hear you.
I'm sorry. My Total Recall.
Yeah. Which they're making a RoboCop remake.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Lord.
I guess someone got a hold of
Horrible.
some of the script, and it started off like Samuel Jackson. What's his name?
Kelly Leak.
Everyone!
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman was supposedly in it, and now they're releasing. Someone got a hold of the script, and supposedly it's just complete dog shit. Like there's 45 different RoboCops. That they there's like they make one RoboCop, and then he's not good in the movie, and they make another. And the end RoboCop's is like this jack dude. Who
Yeah, it's
basically
like a cyborg guy.
Right.
Have you guys watched the RoboCop movies lately?
Oh, they're amazing.
No. Let me tell you something. There are movies like I liked Jaws as a kid, and like I just saw like the new Blu-ray, the fancy
Right.
version that they
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
If anything, I don't think I realized how great it was when I was a kid. RoboCop, different story. By the way, you guys are comic book nerds. Did you know the second and third ones are written by Frank Miller?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love the second and the third one.
I did not know that.
Oh, the third one where he takes off in a jetpack.
The second one's amazing. The second one's great.
I have no beef with the first.
It's so wacky and violent.
It is.
I like that
The
kind
ending
of
to
shit.
the fucking first one's amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Look, I'm not shitting all over it, but it's like when people say that they're going to redo this, like, it's not The Godfather. Like,
Yeah,
But
it's true.
at the same again.
It's my childhood, Dave.
Right. I mean, they were doing the fucking Ninja Turtles thing, man.
Yeah.
They were fucking, and they weren't even teenage.
with aliens. Yeah.
Right.
Michael Bay just will not stop until he takes a big hot dump on everything I loved as a kid.
He's the fucking worst. He ruins Hollywood, bro.
Yeah.
He ruined it bad.
He's gonna do a Teddy Ruxpin movie, and then he's gonna do like everything I liked as a kid. He's gonna fucking destroy.
G.I. Joe sucked. The remake of G.I. Joe was fucking.
Oh, jeez.
That was
Fucking-
fucking. It wasn't really a remake. It was just the original.
You guys
movie.
heard about what happened with the second one, right? It was supposed. The second one with The Rock was supposed to come out in June.
The Rock.
Yeah, and then apparently they said it got pushed all the way back until next spring. And when I say it was supposed to come out in June, like the Union Square movie theater already had posters up. Like they already put millions of dollars into advertising. Like it's not like they were thinking about June. Like
It was done.
It was June. A month beforehand, they pushed it all the way back to next spring. They said to add 3D, which is bullshit. What really happened? For one thing, I think Channing Tatum died in the first scene, and they decided we need more Channing Tatum, which is always a recipe to make a movie better.
Right.
Which is fair. I saw a trailer for the second one. I actually kind of dug. G.I. Joe movie is good when it's just a completely retarded, turn your brain off movie.
Right, and
That's what I want. I want a big dumb explosion.
Yeah.
Fucking
Right.
Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, crazy ninja fight.
On the fucking side of the mountain, that shit looked awesome. I saw that trailer. I was like, yes,
and then,
all
like,
right.
And then like Bruce Willis came out with the machine gun and
Right.
shit, and I was like, this looks like it could be good. But the dude who directed it, like, I think the only stuff he had done before was like the Justin Bieber documentary,
Right.
And like Step Up to the Streets, which doesn't give you a ton of confidence.
No, you're definitely not signed up to
It's
go.
not a great pedigree.
But you went to the Jaws thing and the remaking aspect of it. The fucking Jurassic Park, my favorite movie of all time,
Yeah.
has that same effect where you watched it as a kid, you're like, this is great.
Sure.
And then you look back and you're like, this is fucking even better than I remember.
That's how it is with great filmmakers. I mean, I just saw, I'd seen There Will Be Blood like a while ago.
Yeah.
What a good movie.
That movie's
But I
amazing.
saw it once in theaters. I loved it. It stuck with me, but I just never watched it again. Like it's a long movie. It's an intense movie.
Right.
It's not like a light afternoon. Like, hey, maybe I'll watch There Will Be Blood.
Right. It's on TBS. I'll sit and watch
There's
it.
milkshake drinking.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
it was awesome.
yeah, and I watched it again, and I feel like if anything, it's even better than I remember. I feel like the best filmmakers, that's how their films are. Like No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
amazing.
Even like Chris Nolan stuff. Dark Knight. I've seen Dark Knight a million times.
Yeah, right.
Never get old.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on the other right when I saw The Dark Knight Rises. It was on TV, whatever the fuck it was, TBS, and they were playing every Batman movie of all time. And I was sitting there, I was like, God damn, this movie's amazing. I remember sitting in the theater and thinking to myself, I don't want this movie to end.
Dark Knight Rises?
Dark Knight.
Oh, okay.
Dark Knight. Did you see Dark Knight Rises?
I did. That's you guys probably already covered this on your podcast.
We'll cover it anyway. I love Batman.
Briefly, like, what's your feeling on it?
I thought it was the Return of the Jedi of the series.
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
a good
It
way to
was.
put it.
It wasn't Empire. It wasn't the best one.
Yep.
But it was better than New Hope. And it was. I liked it. 3 things I didn't like about it. And Carmen, did you see it yet, Carmen?
Yes.
You saw it.
No.
Oh, I don't want to ruin it for you, but
Just ruin it. It's
fuck
been
it.
too long.
You said it. Not
I
me.
really want to go point by point.
Do it.
My biggest beefs were. This is really going to be a big ruiner for you, Carmen. Talia Ghul's death.
Ah, what a cunt.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Well,
Why was that a ruiner?
because she just is in the car.
She was supposed to have his child.
And she just goes like this. She literally just goes like this. And like drops her head.
Sucks.
what do you
I'm
want
not
to do?
going to see this.
Talia al Ghul. There's a ton of things that drove me nuts about that movie. One of the things that drove me nuts is Talia al Ghul, trained as an assassin, was the only in a evil prison full of adults.
Yeah, right.
Was the only one to escape because she's so talented. Did she even break into a light jog one time in that whole movie? No. And the only action move she did pull off, shanking him, is something a child could do.
Right.
Like she has all this ninja training. I know
That's how good she was.
she had just the actress. Yeah. She did a lot of other stuff, but it was so fast you couldn't even see it. That's the real way of the ninja. Yeah, I mean it's.
If we named podcast, that would be the name of this one. That's the real way of the ninja.
Yeah, fucking. Yeah, the Talia al Ghul thing drove me nuts. I mean, I know the actress had just had a kid right before the movie
Stop it.
happened.
Well, that's why she wanted her stitches to come out.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that part bugged me. If you cut out that whole prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just cut that out. And instead of having him have punch in the back surgery,
Right.
he just goes to an actual doctor in Gotham.
Right.
And then gets better. And then decides to get back.
Right, as
Bane
Batman.
And shit. And just cut that whole, never even show that prison. Is there anything really important that you learn from it?
No.
You learn that she was talented as a child. You learn that Bane helped her. I mean, you could have just said, hey, by the way, we're fucking.
Right,
Like,
right.
You could have just thrown that line in and been like, it's half an hour of the movie. Was there ever a moment when he's in that prison where you're like, oh man, I hope he's able to climb out? I hope the movie doesn't just end with him
And
dying
why-
in that whole prison.
And why is there a TV in the prison? We got someone on the line. Let's go to it. Yo, you're on the Vinny Brusco show. What's your name?
Yo, what's up, fellas? Yo, I was out in Brooklyn last week, and that bald dude looked familiar. I was hanging out in the park, so I think I saw that dude's book bag, yo.
You have a book bag of steam fitter textbooks?
Are you studying for the steam test?
Yo, y'all know that steam is like melted water and shit? Yo, I didn't know that, yo. Good looks on the book, yo. Good looks on the book.
Thank you. Keep the books. Just return the original episode, the original copy of Total Recall, please.
Right.
That's all Carmen really cares about.
And the Jansport. Two things.
The other thing that really bothered me
I
about
hope you
the movie,
catch your children fucking each other, whoever that was. Sorry.
the other thing that really bothered me about the movie was the Robin aspect of it. Now I understood.
Wait, what?
We are peeling back the onion.
You wanted to spoil the movie in a way that it didn't happen? Like,
No.
I can't believe Robin killed Mr. Freeze.
Right. We got someone on the line. Our good friend from MLG,
What's his name?
Mr. Clutch. What's going on, Clutch?
Dude, it's so funny just watching Carmen freak out right now because he hasn't seen the film.
Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to see it anyways.
You should, and you should see it twice because it's even better the second time. And I know I kind of agree it's not as good as Dark Knight, but I wanted to bring this up real quick. You guys talked about, remakes and whatnot, and the Superman trailer is attached to the Dark Knight Rises.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when I first saw the trailer before the movie, I was like, nah, didn't really care. I mean, I love Superman; he's my favorite, but the trailer didn't do anything for me. But when I watched it a second and third time, It's like, wow, man, this is really profound because we're seeing Clark Kent like not care at all about being Superman.
Right.
Yeah,
And
why the
that's
fuck
kind
is
of
he
a
working as
darker
a
take
fisherman
on it,
now?
you know?
They did take the darker route with it, and I agree with you. When I first saw the trailer originally on my computer, I was like, I'm not that impressed.
Was
but when
the
I saw
internet all up in arms about that trailer?
well, they were up in arms about a lot of things. Mainly the suit was like the big beef about it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a darker suit, the whole bit. But they
No
did
red underwear.
No red underwear. They did take the darker route with the movie, which I kind of like because that's kind of what they're doing with
Sure.
the comic book movies.
Yeah.
But when I saw it in theaters and they show him go sonic boom into space, I was just
Yeah.
like, this looks amazing.
Now, there's two types of trailers. There's the U.S. one and the international one. The U.S. one has Kevin Costner's voiceover as his father, talking about how he's going to grow up to be, a man and make a decision. The international trailer has Russell Crowe as Jor-El talking to.
Choose your father.
But in the very end of The Dark Knight Rises, the nuclear bomb goes off.
They had
Sorry.
they had the Iron Giant ending. Right. It's the exact. It's all. You know what else had the Iron Giant ending? Kind of the Avengers a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Every movie has to have the Iron Giant ending.
You're
now.
right, you're right.
Someone
Well-
tries to fly a threat away from a city. Is he dead? No, he's not.
He's back. What were you gonna say, Clutch?
I was going to say that, that nuke and everything and the radius and whatnot,
There's a
it's
nuke!
kind of tough for Batman to survive that. But what if Superman had saved him, and that's how they're going to intro
That
Man
would've
of
been
Steel?
great.
I've been really.
And that's how they
That might be a
introduced
Justice League.
the Justice League. That'd be amazing.
I was going to bring this up. This is a perfect time.
Thanks
to
for the
do it.
call, Clutch. Good to hear from you, brother.
I was just watching I Am Legend the other day, and if you look in Times Square at the movie theater,
Superman,
there's
Batman.
a poster of Superman, Batman, like the logos like together, like it's supposed to be a movie in 2014 when
Yeah.
when
the
I Am
movie
Legend
takes
takes place.
Maybe.
Wow.
It also says Wolfgang Peterson. Because watch the movie in HD, like fucking. Because Wolfgang Peterson was gonna direct Superman versus Batman until people were like,
really?
"Oh, wait a minute! One of the guys is almost a god, and the other dude's a rich dude who works
Yeah,
out."
right.
But yeah, Wolfgang Peterson was gonna direct it, so it actually even says his name over it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Warner Brothers pitching their hypothetical movies.
Right.
How do you guys feel about this?
Maybe in the future we'll play this. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we're just talking about more about Batman. Fuck it, who cares?
Fuck it.
And we're with Dave Kinney.
It's my wheelhouse.
Time out. There was a nuke.
Oh, we'll get
Robin.
to it. We'll get to it.
Robin.
And much more. Find out more about The Dark Knight
I
Rises.
want to
if you
find out more about it.
You're 914-595-4871. Skype is ZalzNY. We'll be right back.